consistency, and then to understand the mindset of exam, how we're going to clear it, we have to do the mocks.
Anand just cleared PMP like 10 minutes ago. Ali have cleared PMP with above target. Congratulations, Raheel, on clearing your PMP in first attempt. You cleared PMP exam with 5 above target. The best thing that anyone can do. 5 above target. Ladies and gentlemen, second student in 3 days, 5 above target.
I didn't expect it that I will get this result. I thought that I will be like target or like above target.
Thanks to you. Without your dedication and guidance, it was impossible for me.
You can see it is clear to you. Above target, above target, above target, above target. Do I have to write swim book? Do I have said no? Like whenever he heard like this guy have read 5 times swim book so many times, he always get confused and come back to me. I kept on saying him, you are going to clear, just read 1 time, and that's what he did.
Thank you, Faiz.
Here we have our magic guy. Mohsen cleared PMP exam. First of all, Mohsen, congratulations from the entire PMP community. Mohsen
Thanks so
joined
much.
on one-to-one program and he cleared PMP exam with overall above target. And there was something very interesting before going into the detail. Mohsen, how many questions you did in the exam?
166.
So Mohsen actually cleared the PMP exam with overall above target with 166 question. So Mohsen, I was thinking if you have done those remaining 14 questions, your entire result would be I think all the questions you have done, almost all of them are right. In a way. In a way. So Mohsen, why don't you share your journey with us? How it started, why you wanted to do PMP, and what do you do?
Okay, basically, I work in the hydropower sector. You're also quite familiar with this sector. And I get introduced to PMP in end of 2019 when I was started to think to do something more professional in the field to get some certification. And I think in start of 2020, I did my first course on Udemy through Dr. Phillips. This course was also because I have need a 35 SPDU to apply for my PMP application. So I done that course, then I apply for my PMP application that is get approved after a few days, and then I think there was a period then I was studying and there was not a continuity basically. I studied 1 time, 2 times the lectures, but I think it was difficult to find that connection that is basically important to connect the things together. You are always looking so boring to go through everything, and when you finish all reading, and then you feel that you are nowhere. You are just.
Okay.
It was something like that. So I think then at the end of the year, when I was looking at, listen, the period of my application is almost coming to the expiry date now. So I have to get a little bit more serious and start giving time. So because I was doing a full-time job at site and there were a lot of activities going on, so it was really hard to find time basically. And as I believe that is more important thing to do PMP is to have the consistency. You have to have consistency to give time every day so you can do it. I don't know, some person can 2 weeks, some in 1 month or 2 months, but basically I think it's the consistency. So I get introduced to you through one of my colleagues who are working with me at site, and he told me to see some of your videos. He just told me to see some of your videos. When I start looking your videos, so I said, listen, okay, I'm looking videos, but I think it's just better to get a plan, a dedicated plan, that because if I go in the evening, I see 1 or 2 videos, no, it's not working. I have to maybe take some period and get focused. So I think on 19th of March, I just contacted you and we start talking. And because we have just this time difference of 4 hours, and we think that it's better to go through one-on-one training. And then we have started and just going through one-on-one. And I think basically it was that the period I just start understanding things, because that connection with the things that were missing, I start finding that connection, because a big part of that activities I was already doing, but I think just to do it in a proper way, just to connect the things, that was the thing that was missing. So then we have some inconvenience when we have planned the exam, we
Now
have to change it.
why basically it took a lot of time for Mohsen to give the exam? It's a very funny story. Like actually, more of a dramatic movie that we were going through. First of all, he had 18th of April to give the exam, but because of his business at the site, he was unable to give on 18th of April. So because he was straightforward busy for 2 weeks. So we talked to PMI, he got extension. So after that, he was ready. He was ready for the exam. Only thing is basically he didn't have the internet. He wanted to go to some place where he can give the exam. He wanted to give the exam in center. So finally, he basically belongs to Italy, right, Mohsen?
Yeah, I'm currently
So he
studying
was
Italy.
going to Italy. He said that I want to clear it before. I said, okay, give the exam 2 days before. He said, no, when I want to give, I want to give the exam on that day. Like my flight is in the night, I will give the exam in the morning. I said, okay, your choice. You are already prepared. So what happened, Mohsin? Now tell.
No, I think basically when I went in the day before in the night to the hotel, start preparing everything because I have to do the exam in my hotel, and I have been informed that listen, your flight that was on tomorrow night has been cancelled, and now they have anticipated the flight to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was just like shocked how I'm going to do my exam, because my exam are going to start at 10:30. So or I'm going to miss my flight, or I have to miss my exam. So it was due to this COVID
So
situation. If I
risk,
miss my flight, it was
let's put
also.
it, risk was identified, a trigger has occurred. So now we needed to do some risk response. So he made a
Yes, yes,
workaround. So what we
yeah.
did, we went back to the PMI, and
PMI
PMI
exactly.
PMI was kind enough to listen to his case and dealt with it. So this is a lesson, Mohsin, for everyone who is watching, that if you have an issue, something like that, go to PMI. They listen to you.
I think PMI response, I think in all these situations that 2 3 times happens to me, I think they are available to sort it out. They are there to help you. So I think all the aspirants, if they have any issues, I think as you told, we have to go to them. I think they surely will help. They
You know,
surely will help.
you
So
see, because what was happening, he went to Pearson, he talked to the Pearson. Since Pearson is a vendor, Pearson has to follow the policies. Mohsin was saying me, they are saying 48 hours, we cannot do. I said, okay, that they are right, but let's have one more try. So we were also even planning to maybe somehow do the exam on airport or book some hotel in front of, like all the possibilities we were exploring. Then Mohsen talked to PMI, and PMI was kind enough to listen to the case, verify the case, and give him the opportunity. Cutting long story short, he come back to the Italy with the family. He's in a quarantine. He said, "Now I'm going to give you." So comes the exam day. So Mohsin, so you now this time give exam from home, right?
yeah, I get from.
Any kind of glitches, any problem, or the process went smooth?
I think everything went smooth. Everything went smooth. Only at the end of the exam, the guys write me in the chat and he told me, listen, you are not allowed to speak during the exam. So I said, sorry, I was not aware that I was talking, because maybe I think there was one question that I start reading and I was reading in,
Loud voice.
and he just said, yeah. So he just heard and he told me no. I said, okay, sorry for that. But nevertheless, all the exam
Okay.
went quite smoothly.
So now it comes the interesting part here. Mohsin, first 60 question, how much time you took?
90 minutes.
And then 10 minutes break?
Yeah, I take 10 minutes, but basically it's not 10 minutes. I take 10 minutes break, but I stop after 4 5 minutes, just relax a little bit, and then I
You
enter
you
again.
could not drink
Yeah,
water since you are fasting. So
yeah.
it makes sense. Come back. Then how many question in next 60 question? How much time?
Again 90 minutes.
Again 90 minutes. For the last 60 question, how much time you had?
At the end I have 50 minutes to do the last 60 questions.
So total time was 235 minutes.
230 minutes.
230 minutes, but he did it. His time was over. Of course, he didn't had the time to complete it. Mohsen, you did a lot of prepcast questions. We did a lot of mocks. So basically, why I would like to know why you were unable to complete the exam on the time. Was it because of the exam tension, or the question more difficult, more long?
I think basically is something when I analyze at the end, I think is there are some questions that we just take too much on our mind because uh, I think something sometimes it's difficult to just get across to these question and one say that okay, just leave it and go ahead. Sometimes we just give a little bit, try to give a little bit of effort to do that question. So basically, I think in that effort, I think sometimes we lose a lot of time. And I think that is one of the reason. And second reason I think is the drag and drop questions are always take a bit of time, and that is another reason I think I come short to the time.
But all things that went well. Okay, Mohsin, now you did a lot of mocks. If you compare it with the prepcast, how much difficult prepcast is and how much difficult the exam is?
I think a level of difficulty exam is a bit difficult as compared to prepcast.
Okay.
But I believe that prepcast is something that really help
Apart from other
to
mocks,
prepare for that exam.
apart from other mocks, prepcast is better. Okay.
Yeah, prepcast is the best, I think. Especially, I think that root cause analysis. I remember that you told me to do the mocks I was doing, and then I was taking almost 2 days to do the root cause analysis.
Yeah.
I think that was basically the secret that I was giving 10 to 12 hours to analyze all the questions one by one, what are the right and what are the wrong. So I think that is basically for me what I believe is really to get into the PMP mindset and the question that we're going to do in the exam. When we do this root cause analysis, why this is right, why this is wrong, why that option is not selected. So that's start preparing mentally any person for the exam.
Good. Very important thing I just would like to ask here. People are making excuses. We don't have time. People are making excuses. It is Ramadan. People are making excuses. I am working. People are making excuses. I am not working. So I am tense. Here is a guy. Let me tell you, just to put in the framework. Mohsin works on the site. He's a site manager. The site manager in Hydro thinks site manager means project manager. So he is actually the project manager of a hydro power plant, which means even if a safety shoes is missing, even if something is missing, it's his responsibility. Contract is his responsibility. Turbine is his responsibility. So you can guess the big picture. He start working in the early morning and he worked till late 6 p.m. After that, we used to have our class for 1 hour. In his same office, he used to have a Zoom class. After that, my every class ends with an assignment, minimum 2 hours assignment, and never a day. If he is never a day, he has missed any assignment. Then, if I gave him a mock took 4 hours, and as he's saying, root cause analysis took 12 hours. And Mohsin, you remember in the whole Ramadan, I actually used to call him at 3 a.m. and he's working, sir, I'm doing it. We used to call daily. Now this is my success coaching system. I don't leave students daily coaching calls.
I think here I have to give you credit to you. I think basically, sometimes there was time that I was a bit tired at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and suddenly I receive a message. Wasn't at what point you are? So I start. No, I have to finish that one. So then I just start getting again. Then I have to finish it.
Yeah.
So I think that follow up. I think that you give to your students. I think that is a really important thing because this just give them more motivation that there is someone who is just I think just a factor that shows you someone is just following you what you are doing. No? So that's really important. So for me also, when I was sometime I'm really tired, I said no, it's really late, let's go to sleep. Then I receive a message, no, better 1 hour more, just finish it. So in Ramadan also, I think I was doing mocks around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then just few hours sleep. But I think it was
Good things come hard. Okay, Mohsin, how much exam was agile?
Okay, first I will see that about 80% of the questions that I received, they're situation-based questions.
Okay, okay.
That's what I believe. And that situation-based question, I believe that around 60%, 60 to 70% were between hybrid and agile.
Okay, okay.
And there was around 10% question that we belong to the predictive environment.
Okay, Mohsen, if we talk about, I made my drag and drop questions, and you received almost how many drag and drop questions in your real exam?
I believe it's between 8 to 10.
8 to 10 questions you received, and all those my drags and drop actually covered that, or no?
No, some of them not. Some of them not, because
Need to work on that.
yeah, some of them not. But basically, there was no Tukman. Basically, Tukman ladder was not there. But
Ooh, first student without Tuckman, my 50th PMP certified. I told you, Mohsin, you were my 50th certified PMP. So the first person from all these 49 PMP and 100 of PMPs, whom I also know, the first one who didn't get Tuckman. Good. Okay.
yeah, but there was a lot of question, I think, related to the training of the regarding the training. Basically, when we're moving from predictive to hybrid, and then in the agile also, when we're doing together both hybrid and agile, so how we are going to train. So basically, how to develop the team. Basically, a lot of question on team development.
Okay. Okay, Mohsin, how much exam was like? I am getting a consensus. The exam is around stakeholder communication, resource, risk, and agile. Is that so?
Yeah.
And the exam is around these 5 topics.
Yeah, basically that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Mohsin. I need 1 minute, one advice for all the PMP aspirants. What one advice can help the PMP aspirant?
Consistency, I will say. I think any person can do the PMP. You need to be consistent with the studies, with what we are doing. You need a good coach, that's sure. This is my first time to do any certification through a coach, and really, I have done another certification that are related to my field, like NACE and other stuff. But it's my first time to do through a coach, and I believe that after doing with you what we have done, it's really important to go with a coach, because it just gives you more motivation and more time management. That's important thing. And because many of people that we are doing the PMP, they are professionals, they're doing their professional working, their professional fields, and it's really difficult sometimes to get time to do the things. So consistency, and then to understand the mindset of exam, how we're going to clear it, we have to do the mocks with root cause analysis. I think that's the secret.
Thank you, Mohsen. Thank you, Mohsen. And I wish you best of luck and have a happy Eid, since it is coming. Your Eid is tomorrow or day after tomorrow?
It's tomorrow here, Thursday.
Good. Okay. Best of luck. Eid Mubarak and see you.
Thanks to you, Eid Mubarak to you, and thanks for your help and all your effort in all that periods. Really, it was really a pleasure to.
Thank you. It was an honor. It was an honor.